is the 15 minutes rich daily inspiration BU with Marina and Gayle. And today we celebrate episode 57. Gayle, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Marina. Episode 57, and wow, do you know what? I didn't think I would make it this morning, especially after the last 24 hours, but we are here. Yesterday was the first 24-hour Create Your Future Summit, which was all around raising funds for Hannah Cohen, wife of the amazing, brilliant Pete Cohen. It was such an incredible 24 hours. I don't even know where to begin. It taught me that I am good at carving out my time. I can make time and I can be present. I don't have to be all over the place and chaotic because I'm trying to juggle and multitask. I can be present. So I'm grateful for yesterday because it taught me yet another aspect about ourselves. We continue learning as we grow. We learn as we grow. We're never done. You've heard me say it before, when we're done, we're dead. But yesterday was incredible. You know, every time I thought, oh, I need to go to bed, I can't. Listening to everyone's stories and, it's absolutely incredible. But let's hear from some of the people who were there and taking part and sharing so much of their wisdom and why they did what they did yesterday. And Mandy Jane, you, as much as anybody yesterday, you really played out 100%. How was it for you, honey?
Thank you. Morning, Gail. Morning, Dr. Marina and everyone here. How was it for me? Well, I think, as you say, Gail, you dug deep because you had to. And there we've got it. Because you had to. That's why we went from raising £12,000 for the farm to what's going on now. It's why you managed to do 3 things, isn't it? Well. And it's why I've found parts of myself that I didn't know were there, like being able to manage a really, felt like quite a difficult situation. That live business. I wasn't sure whether I was okay at that, but, we managed. So I think we dig deep, and when we dig deep, we find gold. And it's pretty much that simple, when the proverbial hits the proverbial, we get on with it, and that's where we find our gold. But being aware of it is so much greater than careering, as you say, Gail, around like a headless chicken, unable to know what the hell you're doing. But that awareness and being aware of it, I've got to say the coffee helps. So I'm not selling it. I'm just explaining. So that's how it was for me. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mandy Jane. You're absolutely right. Let me tell you, it certainly saved me yesterday, the coffee. It certainly saved me yesterday. And one of the things I did yesterday, I woke up this morning to a number of messages from my personal network who are not on Clubhouse, who don't know Pete. They're not even excuse me, they're not even entrepreneurs or business owners that that I hang out with on a regular basis. They're just my regular friends and family, going about their daily lives. But yesterday, as again, just to dig that little bit deeper, I sent out a broadcast message to everybody in my phone book on WhatsApp, and I told them the story. And this morning I woke up to several, in fact, more than I expected, saying, thanks for letting me know, Gail, I've donated. Thanks for letting me know, Gail, I've donated. Well, if he's important to you, then he must be someone great. So I've donated. And, that's just that little bit, that extra mile that we can all go. I say all the time, whether you know Pete personally or not, you've been touched by Pete. The very fact that you know myself or Mandy Jane or Dr. Marina, Marie, Michelle, Frank, Sharon, all of us who were there on yesterday doing our bit in some way, we've all been touched by Pete. And I know, I know that we all of us touch another person's life, at least one other person's life, because we've been impacted by Pete. So to know us is to know Pete. And for us to know Pete, we definitely know Hannah. So it's not too late. Let's do what we've got to do. Before we move on, Dr. Marina, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes. You see, that coffee, we are drinking coffee together. This is all we do, right? That coffee is now the symbol of something greater, bigger, more wonderful than I ever imagined coffee could be. I was having coffee with the whole world, with the best world of compassion and love. And I felt that every single drop in that coffee was giving me something I never had before, I never experienced before. Now it is time to accept that I'm a better person than I've been yesterday. I think this is just the beginning. Each one of us discover that elixir, compassionate love for total strangers, including ourselves. This is exactly what is happening when you love somebody you never met. You start seeing yourself with a fresh pair of eyes. I hope you all felt the same divine energy. I think the word for me for yesterday is total alignment, loving alignment. I learned so much about you and about Sharon and about Frank and Mandy, Jane and Mary and Michelle and Britta and Amir, Marcella, everybody who was in the audience. I felt so connected with them. I never had that feeling before. I never did. At the moment you give yourself permission to connect with total strangers, including yourself. It's where the magic happens.
Oh, absolutely. Connect with total strangers, including ourselves. Like I said, I discovered a whole new part of me there. You're absolutely right, Dr. Marina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that coffee, oh my goodness, you are right. Elixir is the new word for it, without a doubt, without a doubt. Marie, my darling, Marie, you just can constantly leave me in awe. How are you this morning, honey?
Well, lovely. I could do with a sachet of that coffee. I didn't have coffee the whole event.
Wow, you did that without the coffee. Well done, well done.
Listen, how epic was it? I mean, if you haven't walked away with a sense of pride, a sense of connection, a sense of humanity, all of those just bubbling love emotions, because that was what it was, wasn't it? Ultimately, it was love personified in action. I don't know. There was a false greater there that none of us could have explained. And I think all the shares were testament to that. And I don't know whether anybody else noticed, because we had some of the biggest speakers, Dr. Marina. I have the most utmost respect. You have no idea. But behind the back, Dr. Marina's arranged 90% of those speakers, and we've had the great pleasure of working alongside each other the last 3 weeks, and she has worked tirelessly. Tirelessly. You are a legend in my eyes, and a beautiful human being, as is each and every one of you. But gosh, personal development. Was I pushed out of my comfort zone? Was I pushed out of my comfort zone? But do you know what? I learned that with a drive of just pure love and a desire to make a difference, when you've got that and you let nothing stop you, nothing at all, no adversity, no setback, none of that stuff, you make dreams happen. And I think yesterday was testament to that. And the underriding message of the whole event was that we're all connected, we're all in it together, and love is what moves everyone forward. I think I'll leave it there.
Wow, you're right. You're right. We just pulled it out of the bag. We dug deep, and you know, you and Dr. Marina Marie. You said you were working alongside each other for 3 weeks. A lot of the guests that we had that were speaking, they all had connection with you and Dr. Marina. And there was not one single person that graced that stage that didn't want to be there. That that wasn't There wasn't one single person there that was there purely for their own, self satisfaction. Everybody came with such an open, giving, and generous spirit. And that's because, yes, it's because of the cause, but it's also because of how they were primed. You guys did an amazing job in preparing them. And, we had some big names on that stage yesterday. We had some big names. Yes, we had John Lee, but we had Les Brown. Oh my gosh. We had Les Brown. And then we had his eminence, Rinpoche. Oh my gosh, that man was just peace and love and light personified. How beautiful were his words. I couldn't go to bed. And then, I started to drift off and I woke up to the sound of Shrek. Oh my goodness, if you guys haven't heard Scrap speak, go and look up that man. That was amazing, amazing, amazing. Then we had some people with some huge hearts that just came and gave up their time, like our own Frank, our very own dream driver himself. Frank gave so much, you know. And sometimes it's not about the big name, it's about the heart of the person. Beju, I've known Beju on this app for over a year, and because he's always in the really big rooms, I don't always go in, because to be honest, they're not really the rooms for me. So I've only ever heard part of his story, and being able to listen to all of his story yesterday, I thought, oh, thank you. Thank you. Now I get to know more of somebody else. Good morning, Nicola. Good morning. Oh, welcome to our 15 minutes plus. I can warn you now, guys. Anyone that thinks, oh, I'm just here for 15 minutes, let me warn you now. Not this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to our 15 minutes plus of Rich Daily Inspiration. How are you, honey? The mic is yours.
Good morning, Gail. Well, what a wonderful day. I mean, I know I say it sort of loud, but with my fibro, I got really tired, but I stuck it out for 12 hours before I literally come undone. But I'm glad I did, and I'd like to listen to the replays to continue to re-listen and to relearn even more. There was just some absolutely amazing advice and technique that it was interesting to see that, how all these amazing people were dealing with the challenges in their lives and the types of things that they were doing to get to their dream. And it was inspiring, very inspiring, and obviously extremely touching for Pete and his wife, that so many people came together and told their stories and donated and shared. And yeah, I was just a bit blown away, to be honest with you. And just what an amazing job you all did pulling it together. A real difficulty getting my purple banner. I tried my best, but technically challenged. And even with a little bit of advice in the background, still couldn't manage it. At one point, I was going to put just a purple banner up, but I didn't know how to get the picture in the middle. But another thing to learn, isn't it? And yes, inspired, very inspired. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
What a day.
Oh, thank you, Nick.
But Gail, have you noticed something? We are all scared that the 6 hours recordings are going to end and we had nobody to open another room. This is the part two, right? And the recording lasted 10 hours. It's just incredible. I was thinking, if we end this room and we move to another room we can't create, what's going to happen then? Pete is going to wake up to no room. So we stayed in that room. We took a chance. We had no choice anyway. And the recording lasted 10 hours and is on Bitcoin's Club. You could replay it anytime, invite your friends. The link is there. So everybody who missed the chance to support Hannah's Destiny Course Connection we still have the link inside that room, that recording. My son surprised me. He sent a huge newsletter out, sending the link to everyone as well and everybody. So I don't know. I think this is just the beginning, Gail. I think this is just the beginning of our journey into serendipity, and is not just Clubhouse. As much as I love Clubhouse, we have to take the message everywhere. We have to bring this message to everybody's energy that was within this last 24 hours, that people need to see what is happening when everybody puts their hearts together. There's no ego, there's no who's who, because all these great speakers, and I'm so grateful they graced the stage because of the algorithm. House Club got a specific algorithm, and the speakers with large following attract large following. So when Les Brown came into the room, I think it more than doubled the participants, and that was a miracle. That was a miracle. With Marie, we seeing this happening. Marie put it on her vision board, and all the things that you, Gail, you brought some mentioned Les Brown. Then we asked her to bring him. But you see, I asked over 100 people who know Les Brown personally to invite him. They all tried, and Sam Adams is the one who actually brought him into the room. Sam Adams is your best friend. She is your inspiration, and not yours, but is our inspiration. It's all this chain of events and unconditional love that created the phenomenon that we all experience. We raised a certain amount of money. We wanted to raise more, but I think not raising the amount of money we needed means that we are going to be in together for a long time. I think this is what the universe wants us to stay together, to see how many people we can help. Hannah is the first one. Who knows what else to do next? But being together and listening to the keynotes, their keynote wasn't really their usual, because I know all of them. It wasn't their usual keynote. It was unconditional love. They turn up because they love another human being they never met. That was everybody's chance to get to know themselves better. Waking up this morning when they are going to feel stronger and better, perhaps they never feel so good ever before. We have Sharon with us. Sharon, welcome home. I'm so happy to see you. I know you've been so supportive of this experience, of this adventure. The mic is yours.
Good morning, everybody. And I haven't got the words to say how proud I am of you all. It's just wow isn't enough. It's been an absolutely incredible 24 hours. And I know I didn't speak, but I was there the whole time, apart from a couple of hours in the evening. But it was absolutely amazing, and well done to you all. And I don't think I've got any more ands. I'm sort of lost for words. We're all different flowers from the same garden. My surname is Rosenbloom, and I am the rose in bloom, and actually feel that you're all roses blooming wildly with me today.
You describe what you see in others, and that's the most beautiful thing to witness. Gail, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Marina. You know, Sharon, I saw you all day in the audience, all day. You know, you were there the whole time. And, you know, whether you stepped away for a couple of hours or went to sleep, whatever, the fact that your energy was there all day, you know, you gave us your energy all day. That was so beautiful. And thank you for that. And it's funny, you know, listen to everyone saying, oh, yeah, you guys did a fabulous job. Those of us that were behind the scenes in that mod chat, okay, we we know.
It was hectic.
It was hectic. There were some real close moments there. Let me tell you.
But you know,
But
Gail,
what
I never ran so much in 24 hours. I was really marathoning Clubhouse for
it was.
speakers with big followings,
Oh my god!
begging everyone.
Literally, at one stage, Dr. Marina and I were literally running around. It was, you know, we were literally running around the streets of Clubhouse, right, messaging people, getting them to come into the room. It was manic, but it was such great fun and so amazing to be part of this wonderful team. Talk about teamwork, making the dream work. You know, that's how Les got to be on our stage, because of the teamwork. That's how John and his eminence got to be on the stage, because of teamwork. It was just, we had people like Emily Lyons, who again, another phenomenal personality here and businesswoman on Clubhouse on our stage. Susan Stocker, these are people who've got amazing followings, Scrap, and they all came through our doors. They all came through our doors. So it was worth it. It was worth it. I tell you, I'm sure I lost a couple of pounds in nervous energy yesterday. So let's let's move on. Where are we? Frank. Frank, look at Frank. He's got his picture with Les. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, all, and yeah, what a day, what a day. And when Les came, 3 years ago, this picture was made in London, and I was so blessed to sit for 2 days, really in front of the chair where Les was sitting, because Les was not well, so he didn't do much talking, but he explained. He did his mother, and I made some beautiful videos of when he started talking about his mother with the pictures on the screen, and how he explained how everything went, and then Ona came, his daughter, and she's also on the picture, and I had some beautiful conversations with her, and then magic happened, because I was sitting in front, and that's when you're sitting on one of the two first rows, you always can expect the unexpected, and I expected something, and I needed that. And she said, "You there with the bald head, you must be amazing." And I thought, well, leave me alone. No, stand up. And I had to talk, and I did. And I maybe told this story because it is such a nice story. After I finished, it was around 6 minutes. It was fine. It was great. It was great. And she said, "Well, you don't need training. Yeah, you have to practice, but that's it. Go on your way. Come on." And everything was fine. And I was blown away by, yeah, this is what I wanted. Deep in my heart, this is what I wanted. So, you can expect that. It was not unexpected. That was time to happen. And then it happened too. Somebody came in during the lunch, and it was a dentist from London. And he said, I've got you, Frank." I said, "What do you mean?" You got me. And I've got some nice pictures also with him and Les. And he said, "Well, I'm following you all the time." I said, "What do you mean, following me all the time?" "Yeah, I heard you speak when we were drinking coffee, and I thought, I'm going to sit close to this guy because, And then you stood up, and I grabbed my phone, and I taped everything." So we had that 6 minutes of me talking to Les and talking to Ona. And then we had lunch with Les, and I was entitled to. I asked him 2 questions, and it was so amazing because my whole life I follow Les, of course, on YouTube, and when he speaks somewhere, I follow them. I saw him once in Amsterdam, but there were 4,000 people, and I was in the back. But this time it was so close. We were only with 140 people, and we had 40 of them had lunch with Les. And for me, it was so magical. And then I stopped doing all those courses because, just like Les said, listen, find your own way. Don't go to all those trainers who said, "Oh, I'm going to make you a better speaker. You're going to be a big speaker." Nick Vujicic said it also to me. He said, "Listen, Frank, am I a speaker?" I said, "Yeah, you are a great speaker." No. I said, "You're not. I only do what God told me to do. So don't worry. I cannot go into the crowd, down. Do your own thing. Make your own thing." And those 2 guys changed my. I'm not going to any webinar or seminar anymore. It's action. It's action. And Gayle and Dr. Marina, you are pushing me also. And I know I'm getting there, and it's time also to go back to London and do my thing, and I'm gonna do it with Pete and with Dr. Marina. We will find a way, but we will find a way, our way. Just when you listen to Les, Les is always so, do your own thing, you know. Don't do what others tell you to do. Do your own thing. Find your own way. And when you told me Les was coming, wow, I was so blown away. And I knew what was coming because a lot of sentences I can already fill in for him, because you know where he goes to. But I love it because I want to hear it, just like you just, Dr. Marina, said to Sharon. You want to hear it, and I want to say certain things that Les is saying when he says that, and also Dr. Marina and Gayle. The moment it comes out, you know, I needed to hear this. So thank you, and it was amazing.
And you know what, Frank? You're absolutely right. We do know, many of us who followed Les for years, we know where his stories are going. And it's not even so much the words. The words, yes, are impactful, but it's that energy. Let me tell you, Les Brown breathes life into me. And he always says something, or somebody quotes him with something that I just need to hear in that moment. And there were so many of those times. And the one that really stood out for me yesterday: if you can look up, then you can get up. Oh my gosh, that was straight through me yesterday. It was like someone literally sent a bolt of electricity through me. I am getting up. You guys know I talk a lot about standing up in your own hallelujah, but I don't always stand up in my own. I'll be honest, I'm human. And sometimes I have to be reminded, Gayle, stand up. You stand up in your own hallelujah. And Les's words often are the ones that encourage me and inspire me and remind me to do just that. So, Frank, thank you for sharing and for reminding us, that just how phenomenal it is to spend time around phenomenal people, because you know what happens, don't you? Spending time with phenomenal people also makes us phenomenal. So thank you. So we're going to move on. Jackie, one of our team. Jackie, welcome. How are you today?
Do you know what? I'm great. I'm actually sitting, I've just boarded a flight. Um, I am heading to the UK, and I will be passing Iffy Thomas on her way to Ireland. Can you believe it? So I'm going to be there for about a week to 10 days and stuff. And it was just so wonderful being part of that summit for peace. And, thank you to those who considered me somebody that they wanted, to speak at the summit. It was my honour to be there. Oh, can you hear my? Can you hear? Oh, maybe. So if anyone's in London and they want to go to London Gatwick to meet me, please go ahead. Sorry about this noise. I better mute my mic, but I will have to leave shortly. But thanks again for having me.
And thank you. Thank you for taking us on the plane with you. Thank you. And yes, let's connect. If you're in London, let's see what we can do. Let's make it happen. I'm sure there's a cup of coffee in order. So let's see if we can make that happen. Enjoy your flight, Jackie. Enjoy your flight. So we've heard from Anna Jane and Marie and Nicola. Michelle.
Morning. Oh my God. I am walking because if I stay at home, I will drop. I'm buzzing. I'm drinking my King coffee. I just feel so humbled to be in this space with you all, and especially over the last 24 hours. But I've learned so much more about myself in the last 24 hours. I wouldn't be speaking now before the summit. I have been wearing a cloak of fear for way too long. And it's time to take that cloak off and step into my greatness without that sounding egotistical, because I've never said anything like that before. I hope that makes sense to you wonderful people here.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, Marie. I think that was Marie. I recognise that lovely voice. I have allowed fear to be part of who I am, be part of my existence for so long, being silenced from such a young age. And it's not usual for me to be who I am now, but I'm becoming that person. And it feels so wonderful. It feels so fantastic. That fantastic future isn't as far away as I thought it might be. And all I want to do is just help other women who have suffered trauma in their lives to find their greatness, to be bold and brave, to find their voice and not be scared anymore. And that's all I want to do. I just want to give love and give what I've learned and give my experiences to help other people. That's all I want to do. And I just am incredibly grateful to have found my voice and to be amongst such incredible people. So thank you. And this, I feel, is just the start of Team Hannah. Thank you so much, all of you.
A bit more about Michelle.
Sorry.
A
No,
bit
sorry, I
more.
was just sending
A
Michelle
bit.
a message actually. That was and I knew that if I didn't get it in quickly, it would disappear. So I've
Yes,
just
it does.
messaged Michelle. Go ahead, Dr. Marina.
I just wanted to say, Michelle, that you, by far, the secret medicine that the world needs. I seen you in action. It was you dancing the night before the summit.
Yes, that was me. I was so excited, Dr. Marina, that we had finally got to the eve of Team Hannah.
We call it usually at the summit, we call it rehearsal dinner. And this is exactly what we do. We dance, we are already exhausted. So ahead of the big day, it's always we do this rehearsal dinner. Michelle, you are a force of nature. How far you are going now, because you gave yourself permission to be yourself. You allow us to see you for who you truly are, and this is all that matters. This is exactly what we need to have more of, Michelle. So thank you so much. Really, really grateful. And Brita, I know you are a business partner with your children. One is 5. I don't know how old Prince is, but I know your daughter is 5. The mic is yours, Brita.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Marina. Oh my goodness, what an incredible 24 hours. I know you did say you were going to make room for me to speak, but I had a bit of a commitment, but I was in the audience listening the whole time, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for everybody who organized this. I completely mind blowing. And then Les Brown came in, and I remember the morning I was actually in Pete's room that morning when Sam Adams casually mentioned, in Les Brown, and then it kind of snowballed from there. Like, can he be at the summit? And there he was, and it was just absolutely wonderful. Thank you to everybody who put in so much work. You're really appreciated. I'm trying to help in other ways. Over the weekend, the children and I, my son is 8, Prince is 8, and Verity is 5. They each have a little enterprise centered around their unique interests, and they make their little products that they sell on Etsy. So we've been making some of their products ready for the auction if it's going to be helpful in any way, just to help to continue raising funds for Team Hannah. And Michelle, thank you so much for your share that you just did then. I had tears in my eyes because I can totally identify with what you've just said about the cloak of fear. I've held myself back for so long, and it just putting my hand up to speak just absolutely terrifies me. However, I'm gradually overcoming that, and I know that by doing that, I am also giving the children the confidence they need to be able to be the best they can be, and to achieve their dreams and fulfill their purpose in life. So I believe that no matter what we've been through as children, we have an opportunity now to break the cycle and do better and be better. And for me, I have a mission and a purpose to support mothers who had a difficult childhood to be able to break that cycle of dysfunction and do differently with their children and be more intentional. So I am every day working on myself physically, mentally, emotionally. So yeah, it's such an honor to be here. And since I joined Stop One Start One, how many days ago now, 24, 25 days ago, I have been to the gym every morning, and I'm feeling amazing. And yeah, I'm excited about what's to come, and it's so exciting to be in this space, to be able to share our hearts and be able to support Pete, who gives so much to others, and Hannah as well. So thank you so much for creating this space and for the phenomenal input that everybody has made to make the last 24 hours such a fantastic thing. Thank you. I'm Britta and I'm done speaking.
Thank you, Britta. Britta, did you say that you had an issue with public speaking?
Absolutely, yes.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Not. Oh dear, Britta, thank you so much for joining us and for again, just the passion and energy that you bring to this stage. And I've sent you a message in the back channel because I really would like to know more about you and your children's enterprises. And also, there's something not going to give away too much, but just a little very very early pre-warning. Dr. Marina and I were cooking a little something up in the background yesterday, inspired by yesterday. So, keep your eyes and ears peeled, everyone. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say for now. But yes, and yesterday was amazing on so many levels, so many levels, and
But Gail, I really want to mention David Baker. He's having some quiet time,
he's here.
well-deserved family time,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
here.
not able to join us on the stage. But I just want to say thank you for planting the seed and for creating this, perhaps the most extraordinary 24 hours on Clubhouse. David was chosen to carry this idea and make it happen. So thank you so much, David. It's an absolute humbling to be part of your project, your vision, and everything you do. So thank you again, David. Thank you.
Thank you. Mandy Jane. I said this about Mandy Jane yesterday when I was introducing her on stage. She's unrecognisable. Anyone that knows Mandy Jane over the past year will testify to just how unrecognisable she is. Completely. And, somebody was speaking yesterday, phenomenal speaker he was as well. It was Eric, I think. I believe it was Eric, early hours of this morning, UK time. And he said something that I didn't know. Something I knew about cells regenerating and skin and all that, but I didn't know that every 5 years we have a whole new skeleton. A whole new skeleton. Did you know that your bone structure changes every 5 years? I had no idea. And Mandy Jane and David and Matt Rowden and many of us that have been in Pete's community, we have literally grown new skeletons. We have regenerated our old skeleton into the new skeleton.
I don't know about you, Gail, but when my time for my keynote came, everything was said, and it was said so much better than I could have ever said it. So I realized that it's nothing for me to say. It's really just reminding myself what is that I want. We learn an advanced class on the future self. I think this is what it was. Everybody added that and complemented each other's teaching in a way, the speed of light. And so much. I took notes for the best part of the summit. Luckily, the second part is available for replays on Pete Cohen's club, MI365. So please go there and listen. Ignore me. We are at the beginning, Gail. So it's all the noise from going from one room to another and not understanding what is happening, trying to figure out what is happening now. Anyway, so I
Do you know the one thing
almost
with
had a heart attack when I realized we have no room.
exactly, but the one thing that, and there's only one tiny thing I do regret about us having to change rooms at that time, and with the and with us missing just a snippet of the recording, and that was the recording with you, Dr. Marina, where I introduced you and then you spoke, because that was just such a beautiful moment. But who was there and needed to hear that message heard that message. So for that, I am grateful, because you were truly amazing as per usual. So I can see we've got a lot of people in the room at this morning, and funny enough, we're all so excited talking about yesterday and the impact it had on us and how we managed to push ourselves that little bit further, to be there every step of the way, completely forgetting that not everybody in this room was either there yesterday or even knows what we're talking about. So I'm just going to do a quick reset of the room. So good morning and welcome to every single one of you, whether you are on the stage or in the audience. Your energy always contributes to the impact of this room, and for that we are definitely, certainly, most graciously grateful. So we are speaking today in our 15 minutes of daily rich inspiration, which starts at 8 o'clock. And for those of you who are good at maths, you will realise that it's longer than 15 minutes. It's a little bit of an irony, actually, these days that we say 15 minutes. But we are speaking today really about yesterday, the first 24-hour Create Your Future Summit that most of us here in this room were part of. And we were part of it because Pete Cohen, who talks about, he's a future self scientist, and he talks about creating your fantastic future, about creating your amazing future self on a daily basis. He runs a room every morning, 6 o'clock. Every morning he's there. He shows up literally everywhere just to be able to help and serve others so that they can lead these awesome lives, not just by accident, but by design. And now he's facing the challenge of his life, him and his wife, where she has to have critical brain surgery. Some of you are familiar with Hannah's story, some of you are not. What I will say is please click the link where you can become familiar with Hannah's story, but more importantly, you can also donate. The minimum donation on GoFundMe is £5. £5. Anyone planning to buy themselves a Starbucks or Costa or Cafe Nero this week, or even an M&S sandwich, right? Make your sandwiches at home and donate the £5 to Team Hannah, so we can help them to get to the amount they need as quickly as possible. So there were so many of us still wearing the purple banners from yesterday, who really showed up behind the scenes, on the stage, in front of the mics, running around Clubhouse, getting people to come in at the last minute. All kinds of things were going on, and it was amazing to be a part of that. So if you were there, or if you still want to be able to join in future events that we're doing, please connect with us. Let us know, how was it for you if you were there? Whether you were in the audience or one of the speakers, what did you gain? So I'm going to move on because we've got a lot of people on stage. So Sam, one of our amazing team, good morning and welcome, Sam. How was it for you, honey?
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. I was actually working yesterday, listening in one earpod all day long, and like Sharon, I was in the room all day until I had to pop into Waitrose, and there's a metal building, so it cut me off, but it didn't stop me. I come back in, and Daniel Levin, I love him, and just all of you, just absolutely awesome, just fantastic, and yeah, I just feel really honoured and privileged to be such a part of a caring, supportive community, and it's really helping me build my future self. So I'm just so lucky that I saw Pete Cohen last year at an event on stage, and then that was a catalyst to me meeting you guys.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Again, that's the power of the man's impact. Everybody wants a Pete in their corner like that. There's someone that just can't help but talk about and enthuse about you. And I feel so honoured and humbled, to be honest, because I'm thinking, I'm not sure I deserve all this praise from Pete, but he clearly thinks so. So I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right. And, for that kind of support, how could I not
support. How can I not get involved? You know, I'm not that person. So I was saying, you know, I literally sent out a broadcast message on WhatsApp to everybody, everyone in my address book yesterday on my personal phone, not even my business phone. I thought, no, you guys claim you love me, you're my friend, you're going to get involved, right? And I sent them a message explaining the situation and what I wanted them to do. And I woke up this morning to quite a few messages, more than I was expecting, saying, we've donated. Thanks, Gail. Well, if you know him, it's got to be good. Donated. So let's all do that. What can we do today to go that extra mile? We've raised, yesterday when we started the room, it was 30,000, just over 30,000. By the time we finished it this morning, we've now hit 36,000. That's an extra
And
six.
do you know, Gail, while Frank was speaking, we raised £500 in 15 minutes.
Wow, look at that. Another £500. How much are we going to push it to by the end of today? What are we all going to do? What's that extra thing we're all going to do? If you don't know how to send a broadcast message on WhatsApp, let me know. I'll help you. I'll help you do it. You can even use mine as a template if you like. If you've got a link tree, if you've got a link tree account that you use for all your bios, you only need to update that link once and it updates everywhere where your link tree bio appears.
And if you send newsletters out, it's always room there for a link. Is compassion, and everybody will love to contribute.
I tell you, I'm going to be leaving a trail of hallelujah songs behind me. I know that. I know that. Thank
No,
you.
I know that everybody who meets you and hears your song from your heart, your hallelujah song, um, is changing their life. So thank you, Gail, for inspiring us all. Thank you. We have with us Georgina. Georgina, the mic is yours.
Good morning. I just wanted to say just a massive thank you to Dr. Marina and Gail. I listened to Dr. Marina on the recording, which hadn't recorded, the space, and learning about your friendship, a beautiful friendship. And also I feel privileged to be part of the bonding from the moderators group yesterday, because I learned so much about myself in that too. And just before I went up on stage, I just wanted to share how sweaty my palms became and what a nervous disposition I had. And yet for me, I understood and was aware how I was a part of the bigger picture, and even that was then became, I had to just get over myself on that bit. But I enjoyed every second. I learned about myself. I've got an incredible relationship forming with Mandy Jane, who I'm very privileged to just have as a partner in crime when we do these things. And I'm growing, so I'm learning all the time, and I learned so much yesterday. There were so many nuggets of wisdom, and it was a privilege to be able to speak with other speakers in the room, to be able to come off the back of Matt Fidesz, to be able to play a Michael Jackson song, which I was nervous about because I didn't want to, it was the energy in the room. But and then I saw Frank's mic flashing with the music, and I just felt incredibly grateful for every single second I'm nurturing and being a part of something, which is just phenomenal. And I thank you for that, for everybody who did so much work behind the scenes, and also just gave space to people to speak for a great cause. And I just, we're willing this amount of money to go up for Hannah. And it's I just wanted to say thanks again. And let's do this.
Thank you so much, Georgina. And for those of you who are sharp-eyed, you will know the man himself has just joined us here on stage and in the room. On stage and in the room. On stage, I would love to hear from Pete. You know, he's had an incredible day, and I would just love to hear. Pete, how are you, my friend? How is it going for you and Hannah this morning?
Well, thank you. So it's so amazing just to see the conversation continues. And as Georgia was just speaking, I was just thinking to myself that the best thing that could happen really is the levels of connections which have that some are new, some have been there for a while, but those connections just get stronger. Unfortunately, I've realised that the room crashed yesterday, but luckily I recorded a good few hours. So I'm actually going to put all of that together, and I think I'm going to run it as a room so it replays for most of the day. But then that's also available for people who couldn't make it. It's strange how it takes something difficult to happen for people to rise up and behave in a way that they wouldn't normally. I just hope that those connections that have been made through all of this get deeper and stronger, and you guys collaborate and help each other. Ultimately, especially if you're in a business, you have a product or a service, or there's something that you do, there's nothing better than when people refer what you do. They talk about you behind your back. And sometimes that won't always be positive, but that's what happens. But when you stand up for who you are and what you do, other people, and they know that's what you stand for, they'll stand with you. They'll talk about you. So that's one of our goals. That's one of the things Hannah and we want people just to be connected in ways that are deeper and more meaningful than they were before. But it was a great event. There were some amazing people that spoke yesterday, right? I mean, so much knowledge was shared by people. I loved what every person I heard speak. We have a lot of work to do, and there's some really big decisions that we have to make over the next few weeks. But I promise to show up despite what's going on. I want to share the journey. But one last thing, I also just wanted to say how I've never felt so supported. Never. In all my life, I've never ever felt more supported than I do right now, than genuine people who are saying, Pete, what do you need? How can I help you? People who don't even need to say that. You just know. Going down this road, which I started 11 years ago, it was challenging, and it's challenging again, but it's easier because of the level and the quality of the unconditional love and the unconditional support. Very, very, very grateful. And I know that Chris Connors, he just sent me a message saying they raised £1,000 yesterday. Matt Fidesz, who was Michael Jackson's former bodyguard, is going to donate £2,000. I'm going to do an event with Ronnie O'Sullivan somewhere, maybe in the next few weeks. I'm speaking to his agent at 10 o'clock this morning. So that'll be an in-person event somewhere that people will be able to come to. And there's loads of other things that are going on. I know so many of you are like, I have a cunning plan, because you're all just amazing people, you know? Let's just pause for
Yeah,
a moment
yeah,
on that,
yeah.
right? Because if you think about what you're doing, which is amazing, you're standing up for yourself and you're standing up for others. So what can I say? There are no words. For me, Pete Cohen, sometimes there are no words. So thank you so much for everything you did. Dr. Marina, I know you're unreal. You have some amazing gifts of just, pardon my French, right? I'm not a big fan of swearing, but boy, do you make shit happen. Seriously, you're like, get out of my way. This is what's happening. Right, you're moving. That's changing. It's like, and I love the way people just get behind you and go, yep, okay, that's fine. It's such a pleasure to know you, and I look forward to the day where we should meet. I mean, Dr. Marina and Gayle, we're all, we're not far from each other, right? So we should actually meet in person. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to yield the mic, or as Jackie says, I'm going to pass the baton back to you. Thank you, Gayle.
Thank you, my friend. And you know, oh, you're right about Dr. Marina, by the way. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. She is truly a powerhouse without a shadow of a doubt. But Pete, you know, of course, you know, you are so so loved. You are so respected. Just know this, Pete. We are with you every step of the way. We are with you and Hannah. And there are things, yes, you're right, there are things being cooked up in the background, some lovely things as well. And we're all doing our bit. And I can tell you now, one of the things I love doing, and this is how I relax, is I love baking. Oh my gosh, I just love baking. And I bake almost every weekend, sometimes during the week, because it's my way of relaxing. I started experimenting with different flavors, putting different things together. I love the creating part. And this time I'm coming up into my busy season for cakes. I'm going to be donating the proceeds from my cakes this summer to Hannah's fund. The money's going towards Hannah. The orders are starting to come in now. If you're in London and you want a cake, let me know. Let me know, because that's what it's going for.
You made me cry, and I don't like not to reach my target. And I felt we failed you. And then I remember failure doesn't exist. The only reason we didn't reach our target yesterday is simply because we have to be more. We have to do more. Hannah is the first inspiration we have for what we are doing and being, becoming, or remembering who we are destined to be. Thank you so much to you and Hannah. The Dream Big Summit, which is on the 20th of May, we are launching our first book, Be You. We are donating proceeds to Hannah's fund. Also, everybody will become a published author. This is the never ending book. We give you the stage and the page. Everybody who comes on this stage, we repurpose the audio content, and then we publish the book. We don't have chapters in this book. We have 30 days of inspiration. After every day, we have a double page that is called Your Page. So it's for the reader to become an author. The questions that Gayle is guided to ask every day are there in the book. And the reader could write down inside the book, straight into the book, and answer the question themselves. And then they have a choice. They keep that book to themselves, but they know the authors in that book if they don't want anyone else to know. But if they want to be published authors, they take a picture of that answer they wrote inside the book and they send it to us, and we publish them in the next book, because this is the never ending book. Everybody who buys a book can be published authors. So yes, we felt that there is more we can be, and each one of us deserves to be a published author. This is a dream I had for 10 years. I think the stars are aligned. It's for a great cause. I cannot find the words to say thank you for you showing up in my life, inspiring me to show up for myself, inspiring everybody to show up for themselves. And BU is the result of the stardust you shared with us, you ignite within us.
Let's just pause for
Yeah,
a moment
yeah,
on that,
yeah.
right? Because if you think about what you're doing, which is amazing, you're standing up for yourself and you're standing up for others. And Marcella is in the room, and I'm sure we're going to come to her in a moment. I mean, again, this is a lady who stands up for people. She stands up for children. And then what's been happening in the Ukraine, she's like standing up again, right? Because someone has to. We have to stand up. What are we standing up for? Right, and this is what I'm fascinated about, as you well know. And guys, if you're not following Dr. Marina and Gayle and following this club, they run this room every single day at 8 o'clock. This is the place you want to be if you want to be connected and inspired, and you want to be reminded of what you're standing up for. I've already booked a session with Gayle this week because I want her to look at some of the work we've been doing in terms of what we stand up for in our business. I am the people's coach. I stand up for people's future. I stand up for you standing up for yourself. I want to help you stand in a way that you've never stood before, where you're supported by other people. And it's doing this work is a challenge for us to stand up, because not many people are scared to stand up. They're scared to be rejected. They're scared to what might happen. But what I'm seeing more and more is what Clubhouse has given many of us the opportunity to connect, but really work out what our hallelujah is. What is it that we want to tell the world, and speaking that out. And that's an ongoing process. I think we sometimes have to refine it, but there's nothing better where you can vocalize, this is me, this is what I do, this is what makes me come alive, this is what I'm here to do. Can you help me? And I really commend you, Dr. Marina, in helping people become their story, the story they are, the story they were, the story they want to have happen. I'm just very, very grateful once again. But I'm now going to tidy the kitchen up because it's in a bit of a mess. But I will be listening in the background
Thank you.
and wishing you all a wonderful day.
Thank you, Pete, and happy, beautiful day to you too. And I'm so looking forward to our catch-up session this week. Because Pete's right. We've got to do it. I talk about standing up in your own hallelujah all the time, and it is an ongoing process. Sometimes we have to really push ourselves and dare ourselves. And one thing, I've been saving this for when I finally make it into Pete's room the next time, but I'm going to say it now because he's here. Pete, this is because of you. As you know, I joined my 365 well over 30 days ago, and I made a commitment to myself. I got sick in the process, but I still kept the commitment to myself, is that every single day I'm going to show up for myself and be better than I was yesterday. And I'm proud to say that I've been able to do that, and I've stuck at it. And as a result, I've lost 13 pounds. Oh my God. You have no idea what that means to me.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm the person who told myself the story that I can't lose weight. Oh, my hormones are rampant. Oh, my this is that. I can't walk for too far. And yet still I've been walking. In fact, I've now graduated to a light jog and running on some days, but I've been walking like an absolute demon. It's now nothing for me to do a 10K walk every couple of days. I started out just wanting to be able to walk 2K. That was all. That was my goal, to be able to walk 2K. Now I'm regularly doing 10K or more. I'm jogging, I'm running on some days, as I've said. And as a result, I've lost 13 pounds. That for me has got to be one of my biggest achievements, because previously the story was that, oh, for me to lose a stone, that's a pound off a stone in UK money, by the way. But for me to lose a stone, the story was, oh gosh, I've got to starve myself. I've done all those starve myself kind of diets. I've done the crazy cabbage and all that. And all I did to lose that 13 pounds was just show up for myself. That's all. That was it. What can you achieve if you just showed up for yourself? What's your big dream? Talk to
Now
me.
that is good, showing up for yourself. Again, just very quickly, one of my goals is that what we've created in Stop One, Start One, it becomes synonymous with behavioral change, standing up for yourself, knowing who you can become, and then knowing what certain things that if you stopped and started over an extended period of time, you'd apply the compounding effect and you'd create what we call identity capital. I'd love to get your perspective on this, but I really, really loved what you just said there. I need to go write that down. Who could you be if you stood up for yourself? So thank you. I promise now I will stop talking. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. And there are so many amazing people on this stage. And I don't care how long it takes today. Marcella, welcome, welcome, welcome back, welcome home. It's lovely to always be in your presence. What would you like to
Good
share?
morning, everybody. I just wanted to say I'm so happy that Pete is here because, Pete, you have the best friends ever, and you brought us all together, and it's all your effort. I have been in your room every single day from last year, and when the war in Ukraine started, I couldn't make it for a couple days because, I got these families in my house, and it was always busy going with them to schools and social security offices, and all that happened in the morning. And then I suddenly got a message from Borek, the handicapped man in the Czech Republic, and the next day I get a message from Sharon, what happened, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it, that I step out for a few days from the clubhouse, and this is what happening with Pete, and yeah, just brought me immediately back again, and I'm so proud of all your friends and team, Dr. Marina yesterday, Frank, Gail, everybody, Mandy J in the room. Yes, you, Dr. Marina, you're right. I got messages from you guys too. Gail sent me a message in the evening again if I could share it on my social media. And I was like, yeah, I will when I get back. I'm just leaving my house with all these 8 kids and 2 moms to this Ukrainian first meeting with the with the adaptation coordinator that has been created for our town for them. And it's great that it has been recorded because we can still keep pushing it and sending it to, other friends. You never know. I've got back to room and Les Brown was speaking. I had no idea that it is him. And because he does not have that many followers on the clubhouse, and I was listening to him and I was like, okay, this is probably some incredible priest from the town. And then I was like, oh my God, they got a Les Brown in the room. This is incredible. That's the power of you all having connections, having friends, having people that love to support, that are Pete brought us all together, and this is our time to help him out. And I may not be able to send $2,000 or 2,000 pounds, but every little pound counts. We know that, and we have all connections to other people that may be able to send, those large amounts, and will help Pete to help Hannah. So yeah, I'm happy to be part of your team. Thank you so much for doing this for Pete, Dr. Marina, Gail, Frank, everybody who is involved in the managing the summit. Thank you so much. Yeah, and back to you guys.
Wow, thank you, Marcella. Your heart and your generosity, it just transcends you. It really does. And we thank you for everything that you do as well. And please, anyone that can support Marcella and what she's also doing, just reach out to her. Reach out to. We've got a little bit of an issue here in the UK at the moment with sending parcels to Europe in terms of Brexit and costings, but even so, we'll find a way. We'll find a way. So please reach out to Marcella and let's make that happen.
I don't know if I heard well. Marcela, you said 8 children and 2 moms at your house?
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
God.
Dr.
Oh my
Marina, I'm
God.
actually invited on Wednesday to Mom's Link at 1 PST time to speak about how Czech Republic was able to accommodate all these, or the people, like me, were able to do this for the Ukrainian families because we got over 300,000 moms and kids in our country, and they all live somewhere. They're not on the streets, they're not begging for the money. So if anybody is interested in learning how it was done, please come in, because also too, I believe that when people support me, I can support Pete, I can support someone else, I can join, some of your programs as well, which I am doing now. I'm part of this stop one stop, but I'm just not able to do anything as I was about to do that. The war started, but I'm paying and supporting Pete, of course, for all what he did for us. So yeah, back to you.
The epitome of courage. Oh my God, Marcela, you are my hero. Yesterday, I've been crying, and I've been crying with tears of joy every single time I hear this story. I can't stop by crying. This is hope. If you weren't in the room to hear Jo sharing her story of compassion and how she is modifying humanity's DNA as we speak every day. This is something that only Jo could have done. So much unconditional love in her life mission, in the way she lives her everyday life, that if I was a mayor, I would have raised a statue for you, Jo. What you are teaching us is what we need to learn. Jo, you've been speaking yesterday, and you really gave me so much hope when I'm thinking of all the injustice, all the exclusion that is still happening, all the shortcomings we have as human beings and as a society. I want to congratulate you again for delivering such a beautiful keynote. I can't put into words how grateful I am that you've been there supporting Hannah Cohen's Destiny course correction. Jo, the mic is yours.
Well, I did. This wasn't going to be about me, but that was an incredible acknowledgement. So thank you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I went so deep because of the love I feel for Pete and Hannah and for all of you, and that just felt right. Um, but I'm here to thank you all. Oh my God, the team, you're just incredible. It was amazing. It was an honor and privilege to be part of it. The love that but it's love in action as well, because so much was done, and I have no idea how much you're doing behind the scenes, but I can just I can just glimpse a little of what you all had to do, and how I guess sleep didn't happen, probably not eating properly. Like, you just gave all so much, and it was a phenomenal event, and I know it's going to carry on. And had a pleasure to meet a few of you, including Pete, at the amazing meetup in London, which was extraordinary. And my dream is that we all meet in person, because we already are connected through the love and humanity we share, and the service, the service that we're all giving. We're all here to make a positive difference in the world, and when we're together, we're just an incredible group. What else can we do? But for now, it's to raise money for Hannah, and I will do, anything I can. And just want to thank you, thank you, thank you. It's an honour to be part of this group.
And it's an honour for us to have you with us, Joe. You touch so many lives every single time. You know that. We've spoken about this many times before, and that message deserves to be heard and amplified, literally for everybody to be able to hear it. Everybody needs to be able to hear and feel what it's like to come from a place of sincere compassion, kindness, and forgiveness. And
Gail,
yes, Pete.
sorry to interrupt. Sorry. Please finish, and I just have to say something on the back of what you were saying, please.
Everyone deserves to be touched by your message, and I'm one of your biggest cheerleaders, Joe, and you know that. And I'm looking forward to our next connection so that we can progress that even further. Thank you for just showing up and teaching, because that's what you're doing. You are teaching us all. You are the trailblazer in this area, and you are teaching us all just what it means to be genuinely compassionate. So I applaud you for that, Joe. And I know you're humble. You're extremely humble, and you sometimes shy away from that. But that is the true light of who you are, honey. That just is who you are. And no matter what you do, everybody can see it, and and you deserve us to see it. Pete, over to you, my friend.
Just to first off, I'm a bigger fan of Joe than you are,
No,
Gail.
you're
And
not.
if you
No,
give me
you're
an
not.
opportunity, I'll prove
No,
it.
you're not.
Um, so I was at Rob Moore's one of Rob Moore's events, and I loved one of the things he said. He said about heroes and guides. He said, "Who's the hero in Star Wars?" There's a few, but one of them is Luke Skywalker. He's the hero, and who's the guide? Well, it's this little green man called Yoda. Who's the most powerful, the most wise. And if we all could look at our lives like we're heroes, but we also need guides. And who's Joe guiding? Well, for me, she's guiding people to move away from blame, moving away from hurt to a place of forgiveness and so much more, and peace. She's the guide. I mean, I listen to her, I get inspired by her. And again, please, this is the power of knowing where do you need help? Because if you need help, then we'll find the guide to help you, or the guides. Who are you in terms of what is it you bring to the table? What is the hero? The word hero comes from the Greek word heros, which means the protector. That's what great heroes really are. We protect. But how do we do that? What do we need to say so people, and protectors are people we can learn from because they've got something to share, some knowledge, some wisdom. But that's what this room stands for me, the heroes and guides of all of us. But the importance of standing up and saying, hey, this standing up in your hallelujah, this is me. So then we can also signpost, like Marcella. She's not just the TikTok queen, but if anyone came to me and said, hey, you know what? I want to know about this TikTok thing. Who do I speak to? Well, for me, there's only one person that I know that, and that's the key. That's one of the reasons why it's so important for us to stand up and say who we are and what we do. And if we need help, then let's help find a guide to help you. So, because we ain't going to get to where we want to go alone. We're going to need some help. Thank you, Gail. I'm done again.
Thank you, Pete. And that's what we do. We just connect and collaborate. You know, Dr. Marina and I spend many a day after this room. We'll be here in this room till whatever time. And then straight afterwards, we'll get on the phone and we're like, oh, and what about this? And who about that? You know, literally connecting the dots all day long. And anyone that doesn't know, I'm telling you, that woman, oh my gosh, Dr. Marina is the epitome of grace and generosity, especially when it comes to sharing her connections and creating collaborations. So thank you for saying that, Pete, because genuinely, if you want to be connected, if you're looking for something, then this is the place. And I'm going to introduce you to the next person to speak. And again, perfect illustration of this. She was at an event a few weeks ago that I happened to be coaching on, and we connected and we had a bit of a chat and gave her a few pointers, and since then she's become an ardent follower and supporter of me and of this group. And she was in the room yesterday, and honestly, you have got no idea how that felt to me, somebody who really doesn't know me, but she felt the impact of me enough to be able to support us practically all day yesterday. And now she's here again today, straight up on stage. I didn't even have to invite her to want to be able to share what it was like for her. So, Joyce, I hand you the mic. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Can
Good
you hear me?
morning, Joyce. Good morning. Yes, we can hear you.
I am so
Welcome home.
I,
Welcome home, Joy.
I am so nervous, and I know I have no need to be. As Gail said, I met her on another platform, and we connected. She just, when she spoke to me and gave me a few tips, it just caused all the hairs on my body to stand up, because no one has ever taken the time to do a little bit of research and come back and talk to me. So Gail, thank you. And also, this is the first time I'm speaking on Clubhouse. I have been asked to come on stage, but I'm always pouring into everybody else. My daughter says, Mommy, I've got so many sons that are not my own sons, and I pour into everybody else. But for me, I always take the back seat. And I thought this morning, when I was asked to come on stage, that I need to stand up for me. I need to get out from that corner. I don't think it's anything to do with fear, but sometimes I ask myself, what do I say? So I'm here this morning. My name is Joyce. I'm a primary school teacher by profession. I'm an author. I'm writing a book at the moment to help parents and guardians who feel that they've missed out on their children's education, or they are missing out, to give them tips to empower them and information that will empower them to not feel guilty, but give them tips that will help them to be present in their children's learning. I also stand up for young people, not in a big way, but anytime I hear people talking negatively about young people, I stand up and to find out what have they done to help them. So that is me. And yesterday I was on the platform and I just thought, who said love is dead? It was so amazing. And I normally help people whom I know, but yesterday I thought I had to do this for somebody I don't even know because of the love that was on the platform. And yeah, it was amazing. Love covers a multitude of sin. And thank you so much for inviting me on this platform. That's it.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you. It's a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to have you here with us today. And also, I'm looking forward to getting to know you even better and helping your real dream. You're helping your real dream, because you didn't quite reveal it today, but I understand why. We'll work on that. But helping your real dream to come to fruition, because
Thank you.
that's what we do here. You know, Dr. Marina says it best. You only have two choices. You either be the miracle or make the miracle happen. Is that right, Dr. Marina? They're your
Yes,
words.
yes. So there are only two choices, at least in my own experience: wait for a miracle or become one.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
You either wait for the
Thank
miracle or
you.
become one. And Joyce, you are becoming the miracle. You are
Amen.
becoming the miracle. So
Thank
it's a pleasure to have you and look forward to seeing you more and more on this stage. So let's move on to Julian. Welcome, Julian. What would you like to share with us today? Julian, are you there? Yes.
Hello. I just wanted to say that I thought you all did a great job yesterday, and I was encouraged to dip my hand in my pocket, which doesn't happen often because I'm not keen on spending money.
What did you have to put your hand in your pocket?
Julian, your contribution is much appreciated. It's much appreciated. And there are many who felt like you, who felt like, this isn't really my kind of thing. But you know what? I'm going to push myself and I'm going to do it anyway. Now to another member of the team. Oh my gosh, this woman was tireless yesterday. Tireless. Annalie, how are you feeling, my dear?
I am feeling absolutely exhilarated. It's lovely Sunday morning here, Mother's Day in South Africa as well. And for the first time in many, many years, I get to spend it with my mum. So my mum's busy peeling apples for apple crumble. I'm busy making a pasta sauce, and we're going to have a lovely lunch together. So I'm blessed. And I'm so stoked still from yesterday. I'm still on a high. It's absolutely the community that Pete has created is absolutely mind-boggling. And you know, my friends that I pinged into the room yesterday, I've been getting messages from people who don't know Pete from before, and they're just so inspired by yesterday. They want to know, how can I be a part of this community? So yeah, it's been absolutely amazing.
I have to say, Annalie, what a miracle maker you are. Very, very inspiring, a force of nature, absolute beautiful, beautiful soul. I keep celebrating every day because this is what we do with Gay. We celebrate every day. We can't stop celebrating. And speaking of celebrations, we have somebody who we need to welcome home. Welcome home, Edith. Thank you for being a keynote last night. You are a true inspiration. The mic is yours.
Good morning, Dr. M. I first want to start off by bringing greetings from the state of Georgia, the USA of America. It is 4:41 a.m. and happy Mother's Day to all the ladies and to those who haven't bared children that I know are mothers. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, Dr. M, and to the Rich Women Magazine team. Yesterday, I was so richly full. And all I wanted to say was, right back at the Rich Women's team, Angela, Gayle, oh my gosh, celebrate right where we are. Pete, I'm with you. I don't know you, but I do. And I'm attached to you because of Dr. Marina. I just wanted to add, Dr. Marina, I am absolutely humble. I do mean that. I'm exhausted. But you know what, everybody? I am happy because Pete, we are here for you and Hannah. Just be you. Show up. It's a movement, not a moment. I love Dr. Marina. I love Gail. I love Angel. I will do anything in my power honoring you and your team. And Pete, my gosh, Dr. Marina, you know a little bit about me. I am willing to show up and offer my podcast and all my live stream services, Dr. Me. And you know, Dr. M, I have a large following and I'm not bragging on myself. I want to make the point. Pete, Hannah, I am here for you. Why? Just because I met Dr. Marina in Clubhouse, started following her in her team.
You are a true powerhouse. You know, just before you spoke yesterday, which was last night for us, I was literally in my bed. I thought, right, come on, Gail, you got to draw the line somewhere. And then you took the mic, and I was like, okay, this is not where we're drawing the line. We've got to go a little bit further, a little bit harder. Thank you. And we will most definitely be calling on you without a shadow of a doubt. We've got some great things being cooked up until we see that magic number appear on that GoFundMe page. We are not stopping. So yes, we will be calling on you, and thank you for letting it be known so publicly that you are there, you are ready, and you are more than willing and able.
Bella, I'm
I
so happy to meet you. I just honestly, how many of us are just empowered by what we just heard? I mean, literally, it's off the scale, Bella. I didn't hear you speak last night, but I'm hearing you speak now, and I tell you, I am so empowered by you. It's obvious who you are and what you do and what you stand for, and wow, you are incredible. Thank you for everything you do. And I want to check you out and your podcast and everything because I'm a massive podcast fan. And you have the voice, but you have the behind the voice is a force that is just. I think we can all feel it. It's palpable. So thank you so much. I'm done speaking.
I tell you, incredible doesn't even begin to really justify what is continuing to happen here. And long after we reach that figure, we're all still going to be here. We're all still going to be working together and creating magic in the world. So thank you. But let's move on to Maggie. Welcome, Maggie. Welcome, Maggie. The mic is yours, Han.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Dr. Marina. Thank you, everybody. I just want to say a massive congratulations to you all yesterday. What a fantastic event you put on. I was in the room for as many hours as I possibly could. Had to go out and do something with my mum, so I had to jump out there. But, oh, God, I got so much from yesterday. Yeah, I just want to say you're all wonderful. And if there's anything that I can do, I am here and willing to help. I was sharing it on my socials yesterday. I know 2 people that aren't on Clubhouse, but did make a donation on the back of that. So it does show that sharing on your socials does sometimes help. My love to you, Pete and Hannah. I know it's a really tough time for you, so you're constantly in my thoughts. And just, yeah, congratulations, everybody. You're all wonderful and you all did amazing. And thank you.
Maggie, 1 second. Maggie, please, can you just tell everyone, because some people don't know who you are and just what you are capable of doing. I don't know too many people that could do what this lady did a few years ago. So for those of us that don't know who you are, Maggie, please tell us, because I think the world will be better by you sharing a little bit more of who you are and what you've done.
Oh, that's kind, Pete. I feel a bit uncomfortable actually, because it's not well, I will tell you what I did, because it just does show the power of socials and getting people on board. So I lost my husband to pancreatic cancer. His mum had died of pancreatic cancer 40 years earlier. So while he was diagnosed and alive, we were focusing on keeping him alive. After he died, I got really angry because it became apparent that there'd been no funding and no awareness for around pancreatic cancer forever. And that's basically why he stood no better a chance of survival than his mum did 40 years earlier. So I started a government e-petition, and you have to get 100,000 people to sign one of those to get a government debate, to get a debate. And so I started it and just took to Twitter first off, because I thought that was the quickest and easiest way to contact high profile people. And yeah, it was a struggle, but we just kept on with it. And with 3 weeks to go, well, we got really lucky. Coronation Street ran a storyline, and I wrote to the producers of Coronation Street to say thank you, this will really help. And then the character that had been diagnosed in the soap, Julie Hesmondhouse, Hayley Cropper, got involved and got behind it. So she spoke about it on lots of TV interviews she did. And I just kept battling on. But with 3 weeks to go, we still needed to find 52,000 signatures, and everybody was giving up, saying, oh, it's not going to happen now, it's not going to happen now. But I'm not saying I heard voices or anything, but I just had an inner feeling that it was going to happen, and all we needed to do was keep going. And I thought that was my husband saying to me from Spirit World, I didn't hear his voice, but I just thought that was his voice saying, keep going, it's going to happen. And I really, really believed it. And I didn't know how it was going to happen because it did seem like a real high mountain to climb, but that's what we did. We just kept going every waking moment, and loads of amazing things happened. Joey Barton, the footballer, got on it in the last couple of days, and he's got 2.4 million followers on Twitter, and he was sharing it. And yeah, loads of crazy things came together, loads of things happened, but it's just all about, it seems an impossible task, but stick with it, keep chipping away, it will happen. That's why I think we're going to make this money, or I know we're going to make this money for Pete. We've just got to keep chipping away and keep letting people know, because there's so many people out there that don't know about it yet, that want to make a donation, they just don't know that yet. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Maggie. Thank you. And it's that tenacity. It's exactly that kind of tenacity that's going to get us there. I truly appreciate you. Really appreciate you.
And I also, Gail, just want to
Michelle.
say sorry, thank you. I appreciate you too. And I mean it. If there's anything I can do, please just shout. I'm trying to keep up with all the messages as much as I can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are no words. Smadams, there are no words. You know, Clubhouse is such a powerful platform. It creates connection, it creates friendships. And Sam and I met here on this very stage, or on this very platform, over a year ago now, and we went on to create some real beautiful stuff together, and we formed a friendship. And Sam opened her friendships to me as I opened mine to her. And you know, I'm trying so hard not to get emotional. Gosh, why am I so emotional? But Sam is just one of those people that no matter what is going on for her, she still shows up and she supports and she gives and she gives and she gives and she keeps on giving, because that is the essence of who she is. That's the essence of who Sam Adams is. You know, I call her Sam Adams because she's dear to me. And it was because of Sam why we had Les in the room. Imagine this for a moment. Just think of this for a moment. That you're able to call one of the world's most prolific, inspiring, motivational people as he's in his pajamas and say, I need you. And he doesn't even bat an eyelid. Gets up, yep, I'll be with you in a moment. That's Smadams. That's the power and impact of Smadams. And everyone's talking about how wonderful it was to have Les on the stage. And trust me, it really was. That was a personal highlight for me, because on my vision board there's always been, I learned something yesterday. Be specific about what you ask for on your vision board, because on my vision board, it says that I want to be able to share the stage with Les Brown. And I did that yesterday. We were on the same stage. I should have been a little bit more specific in what that sharing looked like. But the fact is, it happened. And it happened because of Sam. And everyone's talking about what a wonderful point in the day it was. But I want to pay homage to Sam, because it's because of the impact of Sam, the influence that she has, the person that she is, that was able to happen. Because as much as it's great for us to be able to say, oh my gosh, Les, great, brilliant, how fantastic. How fantastic for Les to have a friend like Sam, for him to be able to want to do that for her. That shows you just who she is. So Sam, welcome home, honey. Thank you. The
Woo!
mic is yours.
Too right, Gail. You tell him, baby. You sound fucking Adams.
You don't need to ask who's in the room. Tanya and Diana are here, so yes, they took over the mic there. Sorry, I'm very blessed this morning to have two of my dearest friends
Sorry, Sam.
with
Sorry,
me.
just going to stop you for a moment before you say that. It's really funny, because when I heard that, I literally scanned the room and I thought, "Where is she? Where is she?" And I've just realised that you're together. Tanya
Yes,
Nishi, everybody.
she
Right?
is
Can
here.
I just say, for those of you that don't know Tanya, she does come with a public health warning, so be aware. Right.
Yeah.
Tanya Nishi, lovely to hear you, honey.
Sam, the mic is yours.
Oh, no worries. She's here in my bedroom. We are about to go on a lovely beach walk. I had such a beautiful day yesterday, and it was, yeah, Les coming in the room was amazing, and I'm really happy that I was able to do that and ask him to come, and that he had the time and the space to come. And do you know what's really funny is that I remained in the room for a while afterwards, listening to Paul and some others. But Les called me probably 10-15 minutes after that, to say thank you to me for letting him know about the room and asking him to come and speak. That is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with Les Brown. He's incredibly humble. 52 years he's been doing it, and he calls me back to say thank you. Like,
Of
was
course he
was I
should. Of
okay?
course he should. Absolutely. Of course. Why wouldn't he call you back?
Well, I don't see it like that, but anyway, he, and asking me, what was it okay? Let me know if I can do anything further. That is the measure of 52 years. He's 77 years old. He doesn't need to be doing this. He doesn't need to show up. And I think maybe that's why I connected with him, and we just hit it off straight away. And yeah, that he's very, very humble. He will make time for as many people as he possibly can because he absolutely loves his craft. He absolutely loves motivating and inspiring people. And yeah, it was just a really great moment. And I've tried to pop in bits and pieces throughout the day yesterday, and obviously I've popped in again this morning. What an incredible array of speakers, and it's just like you guys are all saying, it's only just the beginning of this. It doesn't stop here. This is just the first thing of many more things to come. And even I've been thinking in my head, what more can I do? What can we do? What's the next thing on the list? And I know Pete's got a couple of ideas, and Pete and everyone or anyone, you all know this is dear to my heart, as well. And please let me know what I can do in any way, shape or form, because yeah, I'd love to be a part of it. And yeah, let's get to that total as quickly as possible. But thank you for allowing me to speak yesterday, allowing me to speak this morning. And yeah, if there's anything else I can do, just give me a holler. I am Sam Adams, and I am done speaking. Hang on.
She's Sam fucking Adams. People, write that down. She's amazing.
Sorry.
So, Sam, there's somebody that wants to speak to you personally as well. She wants to personally thank you. So I'm just going to hand the mic back to Michelle. Michelle Jane, please go ahead.
Oh, I'm feeling very emotional, but Sam, you have made an 18-year-old extremely motivated and inspired. And my big boy, my eldest, didn't get out of bed for 3 weeks at the height of COVID. He was so depressed. Sorry, guys. He's doing his A-levels and wants to run his own property business. He set up his own cleaning business. He worked for our local butchers throughout the whole of lockdown 1, serving the community, giving them food because they couldn't get out. And what you did yesterday, allowing me to ask a question. Well, Pete actually let me ask the question. But you have inspired him so much. I have not seen him spring out of bed this morning in the last, since before lockdown, as much as I've seen him spring as he has today. I love you, Sam. Thank you so much. You've given my big boy, who's now a man, inspiration. Thanks so much.
Oh God, Michelle. that is amazing. That is incredible. And do you know what? Like, through the last couple of months, everything that's happened to me. I was talking about this to Les actually a couple of weeks ago, and I was just saying that actually it had made me wake up even more, and that's my job. Like, I help people wake the fuck up and get on with life and live their life from their true, radically authentic self. But even all of this has made me realize that I haven't been doing a good enough job. And my greatest purpose and what gives me meaning and makes me feel like I matter, and we all want to matter in this world, right? It's a true fact. We all want to connect. We all want to be loved, and we all want to feel like we matter. And what makes me feel like I matter and gives me purpose, and what is my purpose, is inspiring people to get up there and get out there and be themselves, be who they really are, and live from that point and from that place. And if that's done that, if Les did that yesterday I know I heard him speak to your young man. Wow, that's just like made my day. That has absolutely made my day. So if I can help you and your son in any way, like I was in property, I still am in property. I had a cleaning business. I got a lot of affinity with your son, and I love Les Brown. So there you go.
Wow, blown away. Thank you so much, Sam. Thanks.
Thank you, Michelle. The stage where magic happens. Remember what Dr. Marina said? You have two options. You either wait for the miracle or become the miracle. I think many of us just saw the miracle in action. It's forming, it's happening. Michelle, I'm so proud for you and your son. You know, I know what it's like to have a teenager that, you know, you got to push them that little bit further. And it's funny because yesterday, you know, my daughter was home. Literally, she did a flying visit. She came home on Friday evening. She was meant to be here just so that she could hear that. So through you being able to ask that question about your son, my daughter was also inspired, and she's doing her exams at uni at the moment. And, you know, I dropped her off at the station and she was like, I'm feeling good, Mum. I've got this. And she said, she showed me what she was listening to, and she was listening to a Les Brown audio on Audible as she got on the train. Sam, you are the miracle. Michelle, thank you. Thank you, because you and your son are also the miracle. This is the 15 minutes of rich daily inspiration room brought to you every single day by myself and Dr. Marina. It's all about just being you, showing up as your best self every single day. And we start at 8 o'clock in the morning. But sometimes, you know, we are all limitless beings. And sometimes we don't need to put limits on ourselves. We will go until it's time to stop, whenever that time is. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Louise. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to say a big shout out to everyone really that took part yesterday. You know, what Pete's done for everybody and for everyone that's known him is you just can't put into words. And Pete, you know, I've been struggling this week. But I made sure that I was present. I managed to do about 10 hours of listening yesterday. And there were so many speakers that I really needed to hear what it was that they had to say. Even yourself, Sam, and what you're going through, and Hannah, and without going too deep, my husband sustained a serious head injury 8 days ago, and he's got 2 fractures on his skull and a bleed on his brain, and so life's quite trying at the minute, but during a very lonely week, I've actually found so much strength and positivity from still showing up in Clubhouse as often as I've been able to be. And yesterday was just, it really helped me. And I think, you know, sometimes we talk about distraction as a negative thing, but just before all this happened, me and my 14-year-old son, who has autism, had been making jewellery to sell to raise money for Hannah. And I've been having it displayed, and we've not put a price on it. We've just asked people for donations. And so far, his jewellery's raised just not a great deal, but it's still £30. But the last couple of days, I've been nursing my husband at home, and while I've been sat listening on Clubhouse, I've been just making jewellery, just, you know, listening to all the support that Pete and Hannah are getting, and keeping myself distracted from what's been happening the last 8 days. And I've made so much beautiful jewellery, and I'm going to get that in the salon this week, and hopefully we'll continue to keep making more money to help Hannah and her situation. But I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for just talking and just making me feel more positive. Thank you. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Louise. And, you know, this space is always open for you. All of our channels are always open to you. I know how important it is to just have people to listen. Sometimes you just want someone to listen. It's not even that you want a solution. You just want someone to be able to hear you. And we're always going to be here. And please let us know about your jewelry. Where is it available? How can we support you? Because I look, I love jewelry. Anyone that knows me knows I love a big earring and I love a chunky ring. So let me know, how can I support you with your jewelry? Thank you, Louise. I know it's hard, but thank you. Diana.
Hello.
Diana.
Bonjour.
Good morning, my lovely. You know, Diana, do you know when someone is just their work? Diana is a melody, she's a harmony, she's an energetic vibration, all rolled into one as she talks about the beautiful, you know, energy and healing effects of sound and the importance of using your voice. Welcome home, Diana.
Oh, my love. Woo! 1,000 kisses from you is never enough. And I just don't want to stop too much, never too much, never too much. Oh, good morning, beautiful loves. The sun is shining and my heart is so full. Let me tell you, yesterday, if I could encapsulate yesterday forever, oh my gosh, the energy we created yesterday in that summit. And I wasn't able to stay in the whole time. I dipped in and out because after, you know, we shared in the morning something, you know, it's so important to me to stand on stages and speak amongst other people who also inspire me and share my message. And yesterday I got to do that in such a big way and also play a part in helping, making a difference. And that, to me, those two things together were amazing. And then I jumped in the car, picked up Tanya, drove to Brighton, and we went to see Emily Sunday. And we had a live little mini gig with her, and she signed our album, and we got to talk to her and sing along with her. And my soul sang in so many ways. This morning, Sam, Tanya, and I were sat on the sofa, and Sam was playing her ukulele. And I just had a moment where tears just came, and you can feel the emotion now. Tears just came as I said, my gosh, I'm so blessed to have so many amazing people around me. Gayle, Dr. Marina, Sam, Tanya, everybody who I'm meeting, just coming together as we form this choir. I talk about our community being a choir and having all of our voices heard with each of our beautiful messages, and seeing the impact that these people who mean so much to me have on other people. That share just now with Michelle and her son, and seeing my beautiful friend and her essence bringing such change and inspiration to people. That's what moves me, seeing people share their voice, sharing their message, and the impact that spreads, that lights me up just as much as seeing my impact in the world. So my heart is so full. I am so grateful, and the sun is shining on us all. So let's continue this work. Let's continue to grow this community. Let's continue to have all of our voices heard together to sing as this beautiful choir, because there's nothing more powerful than the voice of a community. I love you all so much. Have a beautiful day.
Oh, I could just drink you in, Diana Nash. I really could. You just have this beautiful, beautiful way that just soothes and calms and inspires all at the same time. Thank you. You are so, so, so loved and appreciated, honey. And I'm loving, I've got to be honest, I'm loving seeing the growth. I've got to be honest. You know, I've known Diana for just over a year now. And a bit like Mandy Jane, different person, completely different person. You know,
Actually, Gail, I think what happens, because we are conditioned socially into amnesia, total amnesia of who we are, who we were destined to be. I think Diana remembered. She just remembered who she is destined to be, an instrument of love, genius, and love for others. When I hear Diana speak, let alone sing, I feel healed, is how I feel. So thank you, Diana, for remembering who you are destined to be.
Can I also just add that it's part of remembering, right? But it's also having the community around you to nurture your flower with the warmth and the sunshine and the nutrients, and having that, that's what helps us to truly grow and be who we are. So I just thank you again for being my sunshine. Everybody here, thank you for being my sunshine.
Oh, you're very welcome, darling. Very, very welcome. Oh, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Katie, welcome. Welcome home. Welcome to the stage. Oh, it's so lovely to have your continued support. Katie, the mic is yours, honey. Hello, 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 my beautiful souls. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you, Dr. Marina, Gayle, everyone. Such a beautiful space. And yes to all, the community building and connections, that has been fostered over the past 24 hours, the past few weeks, through this experience. Sam, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for bringing Les Brown. As I messaged you the other day, I really connected with your story, as someone that has, navigating health issues, including a brain injury. It means so much. And, there is so much power in people speaking their truth and sharing their story, and you do not know who you connect with. So, I just, I'm loving that we're all connecting, and I hope that I know this will continue. And I'm really appreciative of everyone's, amazing work and sharing their hearts and their souls and pouring into everyone. Louise, I would like to say one little thing to you. As I heard you speak, you were saying that you were making jewelry with your son. Like, what a beautiful moment. What a beautiful moment. And you called it a distraction. And I would really invite you to reframe that. And I know that Pete and Hannah would really resonate with this message too, because I know that Hannah, when she, really is not feeling well, or, when she's connecting to her soul, she is doing her sewing and her craft, and that's her gift, and that is what is making her feel better, and her pouring into herself as well as everyone else. So please do not see that as a distraction. I think that's a beautiful thing that you're doing. And I just felt really called to speak on that. But thank you everyone again for a beautiful space. I look forward to connecting with you all further I'm getting red bar. But I look forward to connecting with you all further, and appreciate the space and everyone's love, soul, and support. Thank you. Love you. Oh, thank you, Katie. Thank you. And what a beautiful invitation to Louise for the reframe, because you're absolutely right. I can't wait to see and to support you, Louise. I really can't, and to share your jewelry with others as well, because I am not the only one. So thank you, Katie, for reminding Louise. And now we come by I don't even know how to introduce this lady, but what I do know is that she's special. That much I do know. I've had the pleasure of meeting Tanya here in Clubhouse and being able to spend time with Tanya. And despite all her craziness, this woman is absolute gold. She knows her stuff. She knows her craft. And she is an amazing friend. I know that she is an amazing friend to both Sam and Diana and supports so many other people as well. But like I said before, she does come with a public health warning. And that's what I love about Tanya. She's not afraid to be who she is. If you've ever seen, the dancing coaching unicorn on Insta, then that's Tanya. That's Tanya Nishi. She surely does stand up in her own hallelujah without a shadow of a doubt. So, Tanya, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our 15 minutes of Rich Daily Inspiration Room here today. The mic is yours, honey.
I love how you always do, like, it's like explicit warning, people, So I just wanted to come up here and say hello and say I love you. And yes, I am so, so grateful that I get to spend time with Sam. Emily Sandé liked the unicorn. She loved the unicorn. I dressed up in the unicorn to go and see her when we went to see the signing, and she liked it. So I'll be taking her one when we go and meet her in Hackney. So
Love.
yeah, I mean, I know it's fabulous. So yeah, I'm just so grateful for Sam and Diana, and I'm grateful for you all. I think what you did yesterday was amazing. Everyone who was involved, and Sam, and I know that the causes are again dear to Sam's heart, having such a close association to it. So I think it's just wonderful that everyone came together, and that's the power of community. And I think this is why it's really important that we all do work on ourselves, because I even say we're not we don't change, it's just we have different evolutions of ourselves. And so it's always, for me, just if you work on that self-love and you love yourself.
One thing I do know is Tanya is a big advocate of self-care and self-love without a shadow of a doubt. She oozes it out of every pore. Follow her on Instagram. I'm telling you, follow her, and you cannot help but be inspired. One of my very dear friends, Inga, she struggled a little bit with self-love, and she's, through the Real Life Club and listening to Tanya, she said to me, Gail, how can you not love yourself when you're around Tanya's energy? And it's true, you can't help yourself because she oozes it. She promotes body positivity.
Will
Get yourself a
I
new phone.
will But yes, everyone, I must say, go and love yourselves more.
So we are at an end. 2 hours and 20 minutes. How to turn 15 minutes into 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's the lesson we learned here today. It has been such an honor to be hosting this room today with Dr. Marina and with so many of you who so generously shared your hearts and your time with us yesterday and today. And you know what I'm going to say? I say it every day at the end of every single one of our rooms. You have nothing to do today. Nothing. There's only one thing on your to-do list, and that is to be you. That's it. So long as you show up and be yourself, everything else will be taken care of. Dr. Marina, honey, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Gail. You've been listening to the 15 minutes plus rich daily inspiration. Be You with Marina and Gail. This is episode 57, and surely we are waiting for you to show up tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock London time. From me and Gail and everybody at Rich Human Magazine, with lots of love, remember, be you. Goodbye. This episode is sponsored by MTN Press. MTN Press is the publishing house behind niche publications like Rich Human, Sovereign, and the Quantum of Light magazines, all British brands with a global reach. They deliver the good news straight to the desk of decision makers, the CEOs, presidents, CFOs, consultants, investors, influencers, bankers, PR agencies, heads of global operations, to name just a few. They also offer specialized support through a range of bespoke services, tools, and systems to help publishers like you grow both their presence and business. Whether you are running a blog, a niche magazine, or thinking to start one, their expert knowledge in the world of publishing can give you the tools and the expertise and the confidence you need to succeed. Check them out at mtnpress.co.uk or follow the link in the episode description.